Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my Resident Evil Real Survival No Damage walkthrough. So, right now we are going to pick up the final death mask and fight a boss character. However, if you were following this walkthrough from the previous part, you will want to run upstairs and do the puzzle that I left unfinished here, because apparently I had forgotten that I did not actually complete the puzzle. And when I actually picked up the final death mask, I noticed that I forgot to complete that puzzle, but I just decided to finish the death mask stuff first, so that's what I'm doing right now. So in this room, there's a puzzle here. You are going to want to hit the switch under that first picture, then hit the switch under this first picture, and then the second picture in the middle right here. And then you want to hit the picture all the way on the far wall. And once you do that, a secret door will open up, and we will be able to acquire the final death mask, and we will also be unlocking a shortcut in the mansion. So this little shortcut here leads to the area where we killed the 2 zombies that do not respawn. And this is also where we placed the arrowhead earlier onto that slab, as you can see. So at this point in the game, if you had all 4 of the death masks like I do, the zombies that were in this room will not, or they will be gone if you didn't kill them. So you're going to want to put that mask there first. The second mask is actually the mask that's inside of this box here. I accidentally hit that, but it's inside of the jewelry box. So what you want to do is hit the switch on the front and on the back of the box. And once you do that, the box will open and you will get the next death mask. So the death mask that I just selected earlier is the death mask that goes into the 3rd slot, which you will be seeing in a moment. And yeah, I was really annoyed that I ran down here first. I was going to restart, but I figured that I wouldn't, because I just really didn't want to restart for some reason. So yeah. After this, we will be running upstairs and doing the bug puzzle in order to pick up the Crest. So here is the boss that we will be fighting, the mini boss. It's a really old Crimson zombie. So what you're going to want to do here is shoot him from afar. He will run at you. However, you can usually stop his animation once he's shot twice. It takes 3 to 4 shots to kill him with the shotgun. If you hit him up close 3 times, he will die, but if you shoot him from afar, it will take 4 shots, more likely than not. So after you've killed him, you are going to want to pick up the stone and metal object, which is inside of the grave that he came out of. And now that we've picked that up, we will be able to leave the mansion. But before we do that, we are going to be picking up the Crest. And the Crest is actually an optional item, because it leads to another optional weapon, which is the Magnum. And on True Survival difficulty, we definitely want to pick up the Magnum, because it is going to make our lives a whole lot easier, especially during the final boss battle, since we are going to be getting the best ending. Excuse me. So yes, if you did already get the Crest, then you will be leaving the mansion, but you won't be seeing that until after I get the Crest, sadly. So yes, let's do that right now. This is what we should have done in the last video, but after all my screwing around, I kind of screwed this up a bit, sadly. So yes. Did I go into the wrong room here? No, I think I went into the right one. Yep. Okay, so now, let's finally do this puzzle. Pick up the fish hook. We are going to go to this area on the left, pick up this bug over here, the bee specimen. We are going to combine the bee with the hook, place it there, and then place the bee specimen here, and then hit the switch. And now this compartment will open up, and there is the Crest. And oh my god, the item that we had in our inventory has come to life and began to attack us. So, you're going to want to pick up the wind crest and get out of here. I am not sure if that thing can actually hit you, but yes, I would suggest just running out of the room just in case, because I doubt you want to be hit by that thing if you can be hit. I'm quite sure that you can. But anyone who has played the original Resident Evil will recognize the wind crest, because the crests were actually needed in order to leave the mansion in the original version of the game. However, the crests in this version are just optional items that allow you to acquire the Magnum. Acquire the Magnum. So there's a zombie right here that I tried to bait, but I failed at it. But either way, I had a defense item, so I just ran past him. You do not need to kill that zombie, because when we come back here later, he will not be around. Because there will be some new enemies here, so yes, don't waste your ammo. And when you're running in this room, place the stone and metal object here and make sure to run out of the room as quickly as possible, because a zombie dog will spawn in this room and try to attack you. However, when you return, the zombie dog will not be there either. So there's a few items here. We're definitely going to take the battery pack, because again, it's a defense item. We are going to be coming back into that room very soon, so I decided not to pick up the shotgun shells just yet, since I'm not going to be using any weapons right now. So in order to unlock the door ahead, you need to turn these I guess compasses to the west, or you want to turn this one to the west, and you want to turn the second one to the north. And the way that you do that, you actually have to hit the button at the right time when it's over the direction that you want it. So you just need to hit it at the right time when it's over north, and then these things will turn, and it will unlock the door ahead. Excuse me. Sorry about my voice, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so when you go in this room, there are going to be crows, and they will attack you when you try to get all the crests. So what you're going to want to do here, if you don't want to take damage, is use your shotgun against the crows. So shoot the 2 crows over here, and then wait, point upward, and then shoot the other crows as soon as you see them come on screen. If you do that, you will kill all the crows in this room with feathers flying everywhere, and they will not be able to attack you here. So what we need to do here is place the wind crest, and now we will be able to get the 3 other crests that, again, you will recognize if you have played the original Resident Evil. And I don't know why I went over here. I think I was like half paying attention. Actually, I was talking to my girlfriend. That's why I did that. So yes, I was kind of half paying attention during this point. But yeah, so you need to pick up the rest of the crests, run over to the other grave, examine each of the crests on the back in order to pull out the little, I guess, I don't know, projecting lines on them, and place them into the slots that they belong in. There's nothing hard about this at all. I mean, you get them in order, and you can just place them back in order as well. So yes, but once you place all 3 of the crests here, you will be given the Magnum, which is amazing. I love the Magnum so much in Resident Evil games. And there it is. I wish some amazing theme music played when the Magnum showed up. But yes, so be sure to pick up the Magnum. And now what we are going to need to do is actually pick up a crank. So again, for anyone who does not know, this whole area did not exist in the original version of Resident Evil. You would have had the crank by this point, and you would have had the crests, and you wouldn't have had to do any of this stuff. And there's also a new enemy, as you just heard, in this area. Not really new, since this game came out years ago, but no, if you're familiar only with the original version of Resident Evil, all this stuff should be new to you. So we need to go up the stairs on the right side in order to get into the building that has the crank in it. However, when we go in here, we may be seeing something quite interesting, to say the least. So there is an item box in here and a typewriter, but you honestly don't need it. There's no reason to save at this point. but you will need to save a little later on, so do not worry in case you're afraid of something happening to you. Because you should be okay at this point. And dear Lord, what is that thing? Oh my god. So for anyone wondering, no, I cannot skip this cutscene. That's why I'm watching it. It's another mandatory cutscene. So, over here, we are going to back up a little bit and then dodge her swing toward us. Actually, she actually didn't swing toward me this time around. When I was doing test playthroughs, she always swung at me right there, but apparently she didn't do it that time. She will usually swing at you, so be sure to dodge to the left side, and you should be able to avoid it. However, if you're not feeling confident in dodging that attack, you can use your Magnum against her. So just equip the Magnum, shoot her once, and just run straight past her, and you should be able to get by without taking any damage or anything like that. And it won't be wasteful at all if you're using a Magnum shot right there, because you'll have more than enough by the end of the game if you're playing through and following this walkthrough at all. So right now we are going back into the area where, yeah, we're going back into the area, that little transitional phase inside of the mansion, between the outside and the inside. And we are going to be picking up those shotgun shells that we left. And I don't know why I was screwing that up right there and running into a wall, so that's always great. But yes, we need to pick up the shotgun shells, and then we will be leaving the mansion and going toward the guardhouse. And there are going to be zombie dogs outside. There are going to be 3 zombie dogs. Just run straight past them at this point. You don't need to kill them just yet. However, later on, I will be killing those zombie dogs. So I suppose if you do want to kill them here, you can. I'm not sure if they respawn. I don't think they do, but yes, I'd rather just wait to kill them. So that's what I do. So in order to get past them here, just run straight ahead. Don't deter from your course, just run straight ahead. You can just run into that dog too, he won't do a thing. And run into the door and you should be good. And now we will need to be running to the left side of this area in order to drain all the water out of here so that we can get past. So let's use the crank. Yes, all that works so we could just drain this water. So the next section coming up is quite interesting. They added a lot to it as well. Very much like that last section that we just ran through. It's still a pretty short section, but I don't know, I enjoy it. I enjoy it in the original game as well. But yes, it is better in this one. Everything is better in this game, pretty much. Besides the poisonous snakes that show up in this area later on, and I will tell you guys about that in the next video. Because, Jesus Christ, that can be a real pain. Especially on this difficulty. So there will be crows down here that you want to dodge past. They will try to attack you. However, when we come back through here later on in the game, there will be zombie dogs, so just be wary of that right now. I will likely tell you guys that in the next video, but just a heads up for anyone who doesn't know. So let's run past here, and Jesus Christ, I'm getting messages from people. God. Okay, so now we are in the guardhouse. And this area is actually quite easy to get through. And we will be having to... Well, you would have... There's a few ways to complete this area, actually. So I am doing the easiest way possible. Because that is going to help us out. So yes, there's an ink ribbon in here, and there's also another one of these battery packs that work like tasers. So what you're going to want to do is place everything into the item box besides the Magnum. We are not going to be needing any of this stuff right now, so yeah. And save the game if you want to. If you don't want to, well, yeah. Just wait for me to save the game and I'll tell you what to do next. So obviously place the ink ribbon in there as well, and let's get out of here. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to pick up the red book, and the red book is going to allow us to access the boss of this particular section of the game. But we won't be using that red book until the very end of this video, essentially. So if you wanted to, I suppose you could get the red book later on, but yeah, I'd suggest getting it now so that you don't have to worry about it. So there's the red book, and just in case you need it, there's actually a health item over there on the table. But again, this is no damage, so it doesn't matter. These giant spiders, for the most part, are not very aggressive, so you honestly don't need to worry about them very much. But now that we've gotten the red book, we need to push this box over one of the holes inside of the floor, because if we do not do so, then the boss of this area will try to grab us from those holes. And the boss is a giant plant, just in case anyone's wondering. So yes, the giant plant tentacle will wrap around your neck and try to choke you out. So you should push the box over here if you don't want to take damage anyway. I mean, if you do take damage, just run past it and just mash the buttons when it grabs you. But as you can see, this does take a lot longer, and usually if you're speed running the game, you would just run past and just take a little bit of damage, because it doesn't really matter. Because getting around that without taking damage is not worth it if you're going for time, obviously. So now you're gonna want to run into room 002. And we are going to be picking up the resident key in here, which is located in the bathroom. There are a lot of things located in bathrooms in this game. So yes, it should be on the shelf over here. And there it is, resident's key. So now that we have that, we can run back to around where we came. Across from the safe room, there is a door, and this resident's key will actually unlock that door, which will allow us to get another key. Again, this area is not too large, so for the most part, things are very, very straightforward and linear in the way that you have to do things, but there are a few ways to actually defeat the boss in this area, which is quite nice. So they still kind of keep things open in this place. But I kind of enjoy the little bit of linearity in this area after having to go through the giant sprawling mansion. It's a nice little kind of reprieve from that kind of thing. So now we use the 002 resident key, so we are going to go over here, and I actually picked up the gun here. You don't have to do this. The reason that I picked up this self-defense gun is because there's actually a trophy to get every weapon in the game, which I did end up getting eventually in this playthrough, I think. So yeah, if you want to get every weapon in the game, then be sure to pick up that defense gun. But if you don't care about that, just run into this room and pull the plug, and you will find the key inside of the bathtub. And once you do this, either the zombie in this room or the zombie in the room that was hanging will come alive. It's always one or the other. I don't know what exactly causes them to, you know, reanimate, or what causes the zombie in the room that's hanging to fall, but yeah, either way, just be wary of, you know, one of those zombies coming back to life. Or at least, you know, trying to attack you anyway, because obviously the zombies are alive in some sort of way, shape, or form. But in any case, now that we have the control key, we are going to be making our way downstairs, and we are going to be finding something very interesting downstairs. So let's go back into room 002, and there will now be a zombie in here, if I'm not mistaken. The zombie in here is very easy to dodge when you're coming from this side. Just run straight, just hold straight, and you should be able to dodge him. So you're going to want to push these bookshelves out of the way, and there will be a ladder here. Click on the ladder and go down. And yeah, once you do this, you will have to push a few boxes. I did fast forward this a little bit because there are no enemies here or anything, so no one can claim that I, you know, was trying to edit out my damage or something like that. So yeah, no enemies here. I just wanted to speed this up because this is pretty boring to watch, and it's pretty boring to do. But it's not too bad because the music here is amazing. So yeah, just push the 3 boxes over the water and you will be able to get over the gap. And there's an herb to the left. So now that we're in here, there are giant sharks that we're gonna have to deal with. Yes, sharks. Underground, under the guardhouse, there's an entire shark aquarium or something, I guess. So when running away from these sharks, stay on the outer rings of this area. Do not go into the middle, because the sharks will pretty much 100% of the time be able to damage you from there. So just stay on the outside and run up here and go into this door. This is the door that we need the control room key for. So yeah, pretty easy section to get by, but it can be a little intense, especially when you first play the game. It's just like, oh my god, all this water and these sharks are coming at me just out of nowhere. But yeah, so right now we are going to try to drain the water out of this place and just, you know, suffocate those sharks to death. So let's try to do that right now. Apparently this shark does not want that to happen.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
Okay, so what we need to do is hit the button on the right over here. Then we need to hit the button on the left side. And then we need to find out what number we have to hit in the next part. So in order to find out what that number is, you go to this whiteboard here and it will tell you. So we need to turn valve number 3. So let's go back here and turn valve number 3. So now that we've done that, we need to go back and hit the right button again on the right side of the control room. And then we will hit the left side once again, and the shutters should close. Okay, there we go. So now the shutters are closing quite nicely, which is amazing. And now that they are closed, we can actually drain the water from this area and kill those sharks, those annoying sharks that tried to kill us just now. So yes, the water is completely drained. And now we can get out of here because the doors have unlocked and everything. And right outside of this door, there are actually Magnum bullets, so be sure to pick those up. We'll definitely need some Magnum ammo. And there it is, Magnum ammo. The greatest ammo that there is and ever will be. So now we need to go into this room and we are going to be excuse me. We are going to be picking up a residence key once again. But we need to get by one last shark. This shark's name is Neptune. And you do not want to run in front of this shark's face. Do not do it unless you want to drop dead. There is a way to dodge it, but it is very, very hard to do. So, if you wanted to, you could run down there right now and dodge its mouth. But again, it's extremely hard to do, and I wouldn't recommend it. So, if you want to go the easy route, just push that control panel into the ground, turn it on, and just fry the shark. Cook them up real good and nice, and yeah, you will be able to get past him. He will not be able to attack you right now. So just run past him, and there is the residence key. Quite nice indeed. So now that we have the residence key, once again, we will, and don't worry about that shark, he can't do anything to you as far as I know, so you should be okay. But yes. Now that we have this key, we are going to be making a chemical that can actually kill the plants. Or that can actually help us kill the plant in this area. So, when we make that chemical, Barry is actually going to help us out. And we will pretty much circumvent the boss battle of this area, because Barry will have a flamethrower and burn the plant to death. Which is quite amazing. However, this is also something else that you would not do in a speedrun because it just takes too long. You're better off just fighting the plant if you just want to run through the game quickly. But since we're taking no damage, we do not want to fight that plant. However, when I'm playing through this with Chris, we will be fighting the plant. And it may very well be a pain to some people if they want to do no damage, but I will show you some stuff to do in order to get past it without taking damage. So right here, I should have probably killed this guy, but I just decided to use defense items because I had more than enough. So yeah, we are going to be running by there again, and when I come back up, I'm going to again be using a defense item. But in either case, not too bad at all. And I ended up switching my defense items because I barely had any daggers left, and I'd like to have at least one dagger with me. So now we unlocked this door, and now what we need to do is actually pick up the insecticide spray, which is located over here. You do need to watch out for those bugs because they can actually damage you, so when you're running through here, be wary of their positions and just try to move away from where you see them. So now we need to unlock this control panel. The control panel will be any combination of 3, 5, 6. So it can be 5, 6, 3. It can be 6, 5, 3. It can be 3, 6, 5. It can be 3, 5, 6. But you're gonna have to figure out what it is because this is always randomized. And yeah, whenever you do figure it out, you will unlock this door, and this is where we are going to be making the V-Jolt, which is what we need to kill the plant's roots. So what you're going to want to do is pick up 3 bottles in here. All you need are 3 bottles. There are actually 4 bottles in this room, but the 4th bottle is absolutely unnecessary. Just pick up 3 bottles and you should be okay. Once you pick up the 3 bottles, you want to fill 1 bottle with water. You want to fill 1 with UMB number 3 and 1 with yellow number 6. And then after you do that, you want to mix number 3 with the water, and then mix NP004 with the yellow number 6. And after that, I believe you will create UMB number 7. And so once you create that, you want to get some more water and some more yellow number 6. And once you do that, you want to mix those 2 together. And then you want to mix together the UMB number 7 and then mix it with the UMB number 10. And yeah, once you do that, you will mix the UMB number 3 with the number 10 and you will create the V-Jolt. If I remember correctly, this is pretty much all from memory and just watching what's happening on screen. I might have gotten some of the names wrong, but you can essentially see what I did there. And it's pretty easy to do, it's not too bad, and if you need the solution, it's actually on the back wall there. However, it doesn't specifically, like, explicitly tell you, you know, you need UMB number 3 with water and stuff like that. It's all in numbers. But you can kind of figure out what's happening. So right here, once you pick up that map, hit the cancel button when you're getting out of there, because if you keep clicking the confirm button, you will actually look through that hole. And looking through that hole will cause those bugs to actually run toward you. They'll actually cause the bugs to fly through the hole in that area and attack you. So you do not want to look in there. So once again, we're going to dodge a zombie by running just straight ahead. Do not hit any button, just run straight and you will be okay. And yeah, right now we're just going down to use the V-Jolt. So not too much going on at the moment. Again, I had a very good time making this walkthrough and everything like that. Right now, I'm halfway through Chris's. I'm back at the mansion after doing all this with Chris, so yes. It's quite good. I will be done doing his walkthrough stuff, at least recording it, sometime this week. But you guys probably won't be seeing that for a few weeks, at the very least, because I'm going to space these out a little bit. Maybe a few days in between each upload. But yes, in any case, in order to get to the plant root, we need to go back up to where we first saw the sharks in that water area, which is completely drained. So we're going to need to climb up here. And there's actually a door that we never went into up here. So, yes, we didn't go into that door because those sharks were just going all around us, and we just did not want to deal with that. And yes, one of the sharks is actually lying here, barely alive, which definitely makes me happy. I don't know, the way they look in the original Resident Evil, it's just really funny when they're dying and flopping around. I don't know. That also makes me happy. But yes, so now you're going to want to use the V-Jolt on the plant's root. Once you do that, Jill will discard of the bottles, so you can throw them all away and not have to deal with having them in your inventory. And now that we are done with this completely, we will be able to finally use the red book and get to the boss. So yes, we are almost done. Very, very close to being done. So I don't know why I ran down this way. I'm not sure if running down this way or running the other way that, you know, I first came into that room. I don't know if that would be faster or going through here would be faster. I actually think the other way would have been faster. Either way, I made my decision, so yeah. But in any case, you can get to the same area, or the same relative area, by going either direction, so do whatever suits your tastes. And yeah, I honestly do think it would have been faster to go the other direction rather than just constantly climbing all these ladders. Yeah, I'm not sure if I did this with Crest, though. No, I didn't, because I didn't make the V-Jolt with Crest, so... Yeah, if you want to make the V-Jolt with Crest, you have to do something very specific. I actually think you have to let Richard die in order to make the V-Jolt, and that was not something that I was doing because you need Richard's assault shotgun with Crest, because Crest does not get a grenade launcher, which is quite unfortunate. So right here, I again tried to bait him, and I did succeed in baiting him, but he recovered very quickly, far quicker than I thought he would. So I ended up using the taser thing on him, or the taser battery, which I don't think I've ever showed off in my previous videos, so at the very least you guys get to see it for the first time, which is quite good. So now that all of the bees are dead, we can actually get the final residence key from the back area here where the beehive was. So now that there are no bees protecting the hive, we can pick up the residence key, and we will be able to use it in door 003, and that guy's face is so screwed up. It is amazing. I love the way it's kind of like in the frame, but not really. I don't know, it's just one of those things that you kind of don't notice, kind of in the back of your mind, at least for me anyway. So this is where you're going to want to use the red book. So pull out the white one, and place the red one here. Once you place it here, you need to complete the picture. So in order to do it quickly, select the first book, then the middle book. Select the second book, and then the second last book. And then select the third book and the final book. And there you go, nude women. So yes, once you finish the picture, run in here, and we will be seeing the boss for a very short amount of time. And there it is. That is the boss that is going to be killed very shortly. So the reason that it's retracting like that is because we used the V-Jolt on it. However, even though it's doing this, it will still come back to life and try to kill us. But in either case, Barry comes to save us, and after he does that, we will pick up the mansion key. And yes, we will be able to finally go back to the mansion and unlock some doors that we were unable to do, or unable to unlock when we were first in the mansion. So essentially this whole area is for you to get another mansion key. Quite a detour just for a mansion key, but whatever works. And I do enjoy this area quite a bit. So right now that we have the mansion key, we are gonna go and save the game and pick up all the items that we left in the item box. However, be sure to leave the defense gun inside of the item box here, because you do not need that at all. It's a The useless weapon. And right now we don't need to go over those boxes. We can just go over the hole without worry of that plant grabbing us or anything, which is awesome. So let's go into our item box and pick up everything that we need. So, of course, grenade launcher. We are going to need a crank again as well. And we need our ink ribbon, of course. And I think I picked up defense gun. I have no idea why, because I put it back in the next video. But in either case, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.